Of the tables. He's also part of the team here. Tom Arvanitis, Sherry Beckman, and Stephanie Waldrop are all here. So again, we really appreciate it. I won't go into any of the investment world. It's been a pretty difficult run for the last few years. So certainly if any of you need a second opinion or something to look at, we'd be more than happy to try to help in any way that we can. But we've been through a lot, and again, we're very happy to be part of the festivities, so to speak, today. So thanks again.
Again, really do appreciate it. They have information that we'll have available up front as well. You'll be able to shake their hand on the way out. They can help you with your business or you personally. And Comcast Business Class, something that I talk about each morning with good reason. I don't know a better way to save money for your business, for your phone, television, internet, and also all the other amazing services that are provided. And you'll hear me talk about having a local service representative that's assigned to you right here in Palm Beach County. Well, the person who runs that entire department, the local service representative, is Peter Bloxham from Comcast. And Peter, if you'll come share a few words about what Comcast Business Class can do.
Thank you. I have to be careful because I think Brian may know more about Comcast than I do. So we are very happy to be here. We want to thank WNJO. We want to thank Smith Barney as co-sponsors. And everybody knows Comcast as a residential service provider. Hopefully you're all enjoying the World Cup at home on Comcast. But I represent the business services division. Some great products. You're going to find we're faster than the competition. We offer enhanced services on the internet side. Microsoft Communications is included. We include free web space. So think about our products. It's a great way to save some money. It's a great way to add some additional services. And in addition to that, we can be your telephone provider. We have all the features that you'll find with our competitors. And in addition to that, we include free, local, and long distance. And we'll even throw in television service for your business. So definitely consider Comcast. I just want to point out we have some representatives at the back table. Nancy, Teresa, and Tamara. Please stop by and talk to us, and we'd love to have the opportunity to try to save your business some money. Thank you.
And of course, we have to thank the Outback Steakhouse. What a wonderful venue, a great spread. Big hand for everybody at Outback Steakhouse. Now, I present the man who made this all happen today. This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. I'm already taking the mic off. One thing I do have to say is his CPAC speech brought the place down, and it was one of those first moments locally to where I went, oh my gosh, you know, I knew of the Colonel, I was familiar with a lot of, you know, his thought process, some of his background, but you want to talk about someone who can inspire you. If Colonel West doesn't get you to think a little bit, then you know, most likely the problem's with you. This man has an incredible story and is nothing if not passionate, which I really appreciate. So, Colonel. Oh, thank you. Okay. I'll take the other one too, though. I mean, you know. But here he is, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
I was going to pay for that advertising. Thanks so much, Brian. Thank you, WJNO. Thank you to the Outback for allowing me to be here, and thanks each and every one of you for coming out this afternoon to share some time with me. I will tell you one thing, because of this venue, it made it very difficult for me to come in and set up my teleprompters, so I'll have to do this off the cuff. But I think it's very important that we do talk about the economic situation in the United States of America. Because I think that when you talk about what are the two preeminent things that need to be happening in this country right now, it boils down to two points. It has to be the fiscal security of the American people and also the physical security of the American people. And they both go hand in hand. Because you can have all the prosperity you want in the world, but if you are not protected, if you don't have physical security of your well-being, it means nothing. So I think that that's one of the key criticals we need to be looking at. But most importantly, I want to talk about that fiscal security. And one thing I want each and every person here to understand is this. I'm a former military guy, and I'm not here to blow sunshine up your butt. I'm here to tell you what really is happening in our country, what really is the truth, and I'm going to tell you first and foremost, the United States government, the federal government, is not in the business of creating jobs. You are the ones who create jobs. But what the federal government has to be in the business of is setting the conditions for your success so that you can get out there and you can hire Americans, you can have a prosperous business, and you can continue to grow. Because the thing that has made this country great in 233 years is not an expansion of government. It's an expansion of the private sector. And it's the private sector we have to be very concerned about right now. When you look and read a lot of the reports coming out, where the public sector, government, is outpacing the private sector by 12 to 14%. When you look at the compensations of federal government employees and how they're outpacing the private sector employees. You know, last December a statistic came out, 25% of federal government employees are making six-figure incomes and greater. And when you throw in their benefits packages, it's astronomical. See, we are on the road to what you're seeing over in Greece. Because when we have a system where we continue to expand and grow an entitlement class, 50 to 55 years of age in Greece, you can retire and get an 80% pension. That's where we are here in America. That's where we're headed to in America. You know, there's a very interesting statistic that came out that said 47% of the American population, the tax-paying American population, does not pay federal income taxes. 47%. Now, if we get to the point where all of a sudden 50% of this country is paying for the other 50%, production will stop. The private sector will no longer be able to grow. And that's the threat, that's the danger we have in our country right now. When you look at what just came out from Great Britain today, where Great Britain has decided that they're going to have to increase taxes. They're going to have to raise, is this thing okay? They're going to have to raise the value-added tax. Now, at the end of this year, if we're not careful in the United States of America, the tax cuts that we have are going to go away. Capital gains taxes will increase. Dividends taxes will increase. The death tax will come back. And if you put all of that in conjunction with the Economic Commission that the President did assign, they will probably recommend that we have a value-added tax on top of all of that. Then we're talking about a marginal tax rate in the United States of America being 65 to 70%. Now, what happens when 2/3 to 3/4 of your production goes right out the door before you do anything? You stop producing. And that is the failure of socialist economic theory anywhere it has tried to establish itself in the United States and in the world. And that eventually producers stop producing. And when you look at this young man right here, who, if you were to look over the top of his head, there's an invisible number. And that number is about 48,000. And it's ticking. That's the amount of debt that this young man already has on his head. And this young lady here already has on her head before she even comes out and starts to be a productive member of the United States of America. That's unsustainable. And if we have a federal government that continues to grow by leaps and bounds, if we have a federal government that is forcing the majority of Americans to be tied to it, either by a subsistence check or by an employment check, that means there's less money that is in the pockets of you all here as small business owners. And the less money that you have in your pockets means that investment, ingenuity, and innovation will cease to exist in the United States of America. And that is the problem that we face right now. That's the ideological race that we're in right now. You know, I am angry with BP for what happened in the Gulf. But when you have an executive branch that goes to a private